Welcome back to the channel, everyone. The bold and the beautiful spoilers to dive into for July 15th. I am running on fumes and way too much coffee today, but we have to talk about these new developments because I have a lot of thoughts. So let's just jump right into the mess. And we really need to start by talking about Will Spencer because I am honestly losing my mind over this storyline. So Will is completely regretting keeping things from Elektra. He is sitting around moping, beating himself up, and acting like he just committed the crime of the century. And it is ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. Because let's be real here for a second. Will did absolutely nothing wrong. Nothing. He was just doing his job and being loyal to his family, and somehow he is the one who ends up feeling guilty? What are the writers thinking with this? So let's break this down. Elektra is the one who was totally in the wrong here. She was the one asking all these nosy, prying questions about the Logan trade secrets. She was literally snooping around trying to get information about Katie Logan Spencer's new fashion house. And we all know that Katie and Brooke have been going at it, and the tension between the Logans and the Forresters is always one bad day away from a total explosion. So why on earth would Will just hand over highly sensitive corporate secrets to Elektra? He wouldn't. He shouldn't. Because he is loyal to his job, and more importantly, he is loyal to his parents. He is a Spencer. He is Bill and Katie's son. He has to protect his family's business interests. But Elektra had the nerve to blame Will for this. She actually blamed him for being loyal to his own mother and his own company. It's just wild to me. And it is completely wrong for her to put that on him. Especially because it is pretty obvious to anyone who has been watching this show for more than 5 minutes that Elektra would have totally blabbed to the Forresters if she had found out anything juicy. She would have run straight to Steffi or Ridge or even Ivy, despite all their recent drama, and spilled everything. She would have sold the Logans down the river in a heartbeat. And Will knew that. Deep down, he had to know that. And now, because of all this nonsense, they broke up. Will and Elektra are done. And Will is just a mess over it. He still can't forget her. He is torturing himself over a breakup that shouldn't even be his fault. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Elektra. Okay, no, actually I'm not. I'm not being too harsh at all. She was snooping, but Will is the one carrying all the guilt. It's just so frustrating to watch a character you like just totally fold and take the blame for someone else's toxic behavior. Remember a few months ago when Dylan literally moved out of the beach house just to give Will and Elektra space? Dylan was such a good friend, so drama-free, and Will gave that up to be with Elektra, who is now throwing a tantrum over trade secrets. It just makes you want to scream at the screen. Who actually believes this is going to end well for Will if he keeps acting like a doormat? But anyway, I need to take a breath and move on to the other big thing happening in this episode because it is heavy. It is really, really heavy. Let's talk about Steffi and Daphne. So Daphne has been going through it lately. She and Carter have been trying so hard to start a family, and we saw her scheduling doctor's appointments a while back because things just weren't happening. Well, in this episode, she gets the official word. She gets the absolute worst news from Doctor Finn. Finn is the one who has to break it to her that she is not pregnant, and it seems like the infertility struggles are just getting more and more real. It is a terrible, terrible scene. You just feel so bad for Daphne. She wants this so much. Carter wants this so much. And to get that final confirmation from Finn that it's not happening right now, it's just heartbreaking. And Steffi is there for her. Steffi is the one who steps up to comfort Daphne. And at first you might think, oh, Steffi Forrester Finnegan, she can be so cold sometimes. She is always wrapped up in corporate drama or fighting with Brooke or Hope. But when it comes to babies and motherhood, Steffi actually has a lot of empathy. She really does. Because Steffi has been through absolute hell when it comes to building her family. So Steffi is talking to Daphne, and she brings up the idea of adoption. She is trying to offer advice and show Daphne that there are other ways to become a mother. And if you guys remember the whole adoption storyline with Steffi from a few years ago, you know exactly why she is the perfect person to have this conversation with Daphne. Because Steffi went down the adoption route herself. Remember when she adopted baby Phoebe? Oh my gosh, that storyline was insane. Steffi wanted a sister for Kelly, so she decided to adopt. But she ended up accidentally buying Hope and Liam's baby. Dr. Reese Buckingham stole Hope's baby, Beth Spencer, told Hope the baby died, and then sold the baby to Steffi to pay off his gambling debts. And Steffi raised that little girl, loved her with all her heart, named her Phoebe after her late sister, and had no idea she was actually raising a stolen Logan baby. When the truth finally came out, Steffi was devastated. Her entire world was ripped apart because she had to give the baby back to Hope. It was one of the most emotional, gut-wrenching things the show has ever done. So when Steffi is sitting there with Daphne, talking about adoption, she isn't just throwing out empty platitudes. She knows the highest highs of bringing an adopted child into your home, and she knows the absolute lowest, most traumatic lows of having that child taken away. She knows how complicated and messy and beautiful adoption can be. And I think it's actually a really beautiful moment of continuity for the writers to bring that up. Sometimes I complain that they forget their own history, but having Steffi be the one to guide Daphne through this is a smart choice. It makes sense. Steffi is basically telling Daphne that biology isn't the only thing that makes you a mother. The love you have for a child is what matters. And even though Steffi's adoption story ended in a massive tragedy for her personally, she still believes in the process. She still believes that Daphne can be a mother, but it also makes me nervous because this is a soap opera. If Carter and Daphne decide to go down the adoption route, is it going to be a normal, smooth process? Of course not. Nothing is ever smooth on this show. Are they going to accidentally adopt a baby that belongs to someone else on the canvas? Is Sheila Carter going to somehow be involved? I mean, probably not Sheila, but you get what I mean. You just can't trust the writers to give anyone a happy, normal family expansion. So that is where we are at. We have Will crying over a girl who tried to steal his family's business secrets, and we have Daphne facing the heartbreaking reality of infertility while Steffi tries to hold her together. It is a lot. It is a lot of emotion for one episode. I just really hope Will snaps out of it soon and realizes his own worth, because this sad sack routine is getting old fast. And as for Daphne, I am rooting for her. I really am. I just hope the show doesn't drag her and Carter through too much more trauma before they get their happy ending. Anyway, I am rambling now. My coffee is completely cold. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you on Will's side or Electra's side? And do you think Daphne and Carter will actually end up adopting? I'll be reading your thoughts.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.